Hello and welcome to the UNLV Folio Annual Evaluation Training for Faculty. My name is Winnie David, the Information Systems Manager for UNLV Folio. And in this session, I'll be going over what you can expect during the annual evaluation review process. In this session, we'll begin by going over the workflow for the annual evaluation process that most units use. We'll then go over entering and updating your records. We'll provide you with some best practices for entering your activities and achievements in UNLV Folio and point you to some resources. We'll then go over accessing your case or annual evaluation packet and learn about the different ways that you can access your case. We'll then go over submitting your packet and the different elements that make up your annual evaluation packet. We'll go over then completing the faculty member's responsibilities, which is to review their annual evaluation report and complete the required sign-off form. We'll then go over downloading a copy of the fully executed annual evaluation for your records. And lastly, we'll cover important dates and the timeline for the annual evaluation review process and point you to some resources and training. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, the same sort of general workflow applies for colleges with departments. Faculty work on updating and adding their achievements into the Faculty 180 profile and activity pages. The review workflow begins once the faculty member submits their faculty annual achievement report containing activities that occurred from January 1st to December 31st. After the FAR is submitted, it moves to Step 1, Annual Evaluation Report Generation and Consultation. During this step, the chair or supervisor will complete the Annual Evaluation Report form for the faculty member and then set up a meeting to have a consultation. Once the report is finalized, the faculty member will return to UNLV Folio and complete the sign-off form. The chair or supervisor will then go ahead and send the case forward to the next step, which is the dean review. Once the dean's signature is obtained, the dean will forward the case to Step 3, Fully Executed Annual Evaluation. At this step, Faculty Affairs will review the case. If there are any issues, they will move through a separate process outside of UNLV Folio, and if there are no issues with the case, then the Faculty Affairs will work on closing the case. Additionally, the faculty member has the opportunity to print a copy of the fully executed annual evaluation for their records, and this must be completed by June 1st. Additionally, the chair or supervisor also has the opportunity to print a copy of the annual evaluation report for their personnel records. For units without departments, department chairs, and administrators who report to the dean, the workflow is slightly different. There are only 2 steps. The dean completes the annual evaluation report form and consults with the faculty member, and then the case is considered to be the fully executed annual evaluation. First things first, as a faculty member, you will need to enter or update your records in the profile and activity pages in UNLV Folio. While I won't be covering data entry in detail, I wanted to point you to best practices as well as some resources to help you with entering your achievements. In terms of best practices, you'll want to enter the activity into UNLV Folio as soon as it occurs. There are some fields that are required in order to save the records. However, you should enter in as much information related to the activity that you know of. This would be helpful for whoever is reviewing your packet and the information that you've provided that's related to that record. If you are no longer participating in an activity, ensure that the end date reflects that the activity is no longer ongoing. If something looks incorrect in your UNLV Folio account, reach out to UNLV Folio support as soon as possible to get the information corrected. If you have any questions about where an activity should be entered, reach out to UNLV Folio support for help. In terms of resources, the first resource I wanted to point you to is the UNLV Folio Basics Training. This recorded session is ideal for those of you who may be new to UNLV Folio. It provides an overview of the modules that make up the system. We go over adding or updating profile and activity information, and at the end of that session, we provided a live demonstration of entering records. We have also created a helpful guide that details all of the sections that make up your FAR Vita. The document is called Sections Used in the FAR. You will want to ensure all of the sections listed in this document are up to date for the annual evaluation review period. For any activity sections that have an ongoing date, for example within teaching, directed student learning or mentorship, and any service activities, you will want to ensure these dates accurately reflect whether the activity is ongoing or the semester which it has ended. The FAR sections are slightly different for those of you within the libraries, so we have created another PDF guide for the library's faculty. Lastly, if you aren't sure what information goes in a particular section, we have this reference guide called UNLV Folio, Where Does It Go? This document provides some guidance on entering your data on the activities page. It also provides some examples. So definitely check out those resources if you need some guidance with entering your data. These are available on our resources and training page. The Office of Faculty Affairs is working on creating your annual evaluation case. We notify faculty of their cases by mid-December. A case is required in order for you to submit your FAR Vita and any supplemental materials. You can access your case directly from the email notification you receive. However, there are also other alternative ways to access your case, which I will go over with you next. The second way to access your case is directly from the UNLV Folio dashboard or the home page. You can access your case by clicking on your name. The third way is to click on the Your Packets option in the left navigation menu, and then click on the View link under the Active section on the Your Packets page. Once you do open your case packet, there are 3 important areas I want to point you to. These are the Overview tab, the Packet tab, and the View Instructions button. Beginning with the View Instructions button, by clicking this button, it provides you with information on submitting your packet materials, as well as some helpful links to guides. The Overview tab provides an overview of the different elements or sections within your packet. The Packet tab is where you'll submit these different elements of your packet. Moving on to submitting your packet, you'll want to begin by clicking on the Packet tab. Once you're on the Packet tab, you'll see several sections, the first of which is the Faculty 180 Vita section. We'll want to begin by regenerating the Vita, and what this does is this ensures that any profile and activity information that you've entered since the Vita was last generated, it ensures that that data gets pulled into the Vita that you're getting ready to submit. So we'll go ahead and click the Regenerate button under the Actions, and click Regenerate again, and Yes to confirm. This takes a few minutes to process, but if you find that it's taking a very long time, our recommendation is to refresh your browser. Once the Vita is finished processing, you'll see a generated date. The next section is the Supplemental Materials section. If your unit requires you to add any specific documents, you'll want to go ahead and add it to this section. So to add a file, you'll click on the Add button. You'll click on the Add New File, and then Browse to Upload. You'll locate the materials on your computer and finalize by saying Add, by clicking Add. This also takes a few minutes to process, but once it has finished processing, it becomes a clickable link. You also have the opportunity to change the title of the document you uploaded by clicking on the Edit link. Enter in the title into the document title text box. Here you can also replace the file that you uploaded by clicking on the Replace link. Be sure to save any changes that you've made by clicking the Save button. And now you also have the option to remove the file you uploaded as well. The third section we want to cover is the COVID-19 impact statement section. This is a form built directly into UNLV Folio, so you'll go ahead and click on the Fill Out Form button to open the form. In the text box provided, you can enter in a brief statement on COVID-19 impacts. Once you've done that, you'll want to click on the Save Responses button and then the Return to Packet button to be taken to your packet. Now everything we've needed to do for the annual evaluation packet has been completed. We can now move on to previewing our sections. Click on the checkbox beneath the Overview tab, and then next click on the Preview Sections button to preview your packet materials. You can click on the different headings in the left navigation menu to see the different materials that will be submitted as part of your annual evaluation case. Click on the blue X to exit the preview and say if everything looks correct and you're ready to submit your packet. You'll then go ahead and click the Submit Sections button and Yes to confirm. Once your packet has been submitted, you'll see that each of the sections are now locked and you are not able to make any changes. In the event that you do need to make a change, reach out to your chair or supervisor who can unlock the packet for you, or UNLV Folio support. So we've gone over the faculty member's responsibility to enter and update their profile and activity information for their FAR. We went over their responsibility to submit their FAR Vita and supplemental materials. And then after the packet has been submitted, it goes to the chair or supervisor annual evaluation report generation and consultation step. This part of the workflow is not demonstrated since it's up to the discretion of the chair or supervisor how they want to conduct the consultation. What we will go over next is the faculty member's responsibility to complete the annual evaluation report, faculty member sign-off form, when they've been notified that the annual evaluation report is completed and ready for their review. Once the faculty member has completed the annual evaluation report, faculty member sign-off form, they'll want to inform their chair or supervisor that they've completed the required items so that the case can be sent forward to the next review step in the workflow. In order to complete the faculty member sign-off form, you'll begin by clicking on Cases in the left navigation menu under the Review, Promotion, and Tenure module. Once the Cases page opens, you'll want to locate your name and click on it to open your case. Once the case page opens, there are two important tabs that you should pay attention to. The first is the Case Materials tab, and the second is the Case Details tab. On the Case Materials tab, you'll find all of the materials that you submitted as part of your packet, as well as the workflow your application materials proceeds through. To access the annual evaluation report that your chair completed for you, you'll go ahead and click on the Read Case button on the Case Materials tab. This will open the reader, and in the left navigation menu, you'll want to click on the Chair or Supervisor and Faculty Member Annual Evaluation Report Generation and Consultation heading. And then on the Annual Evaluation Report. Then you can view your annual evaluation report written by your chair or supervisor. And once you're done reviewing it and ready to complete the sign-off form, you'll click on the Return to Case button. Next, you'll navigate to the Case Details tab. And on this tab, you'll see a diagram of where your case is in the workflow, as well as some instructions on how to complete your required items and some resources as well. Below the instructions is the required items section, and you'll find the annual evaluation faculty member sign-off form there. Click on the Fill Out Form link to fill out the form. In the description, you'll find some information about submitting a peer review or rejoinder and some helpful links. And then when you're ready to complete the sign-off, in the first text box under the faculty member, you'll insert your name. Then you'll provide the date that you're completing this form. By clicking Save Responses, it just saves the form. It does not submit it. You'll need to click on the Submit Form button to submit the form and make it viewable to your chair or supervisor. You'll go ahead and click on the Yes button to confirm. And now your responses have been successfully submitted and is viewable by your chair. So we went over the faculty member's responsibilities, including submitting the packet and completing the faculty member sign-off form. The case then proceeds through getting the administrative signature of the dean. Since this is the responsibility of the dean, it will not be demonstrated in this session. After the dean completes the dean sign-off form and sends the case forward, the case is now considered to be at the fully executed annual evaluation step, and this is the time when Faculty Affairs gets access to the case and reviews it for any issues. As I mentioned before, if there are any issues, then it proceeds through a different process outside of Folio, and if there are no issues, then Faculty Affairs works on closing the case by June 1st. Since that's a responsibility of the Faculty Affairs, I will not be demonstrating it in this session. But we will go over the responsibility of the faculty member to print the annual evaluation report for their personal records. Again, this must be completed by June 1st, since the Office of Faculty Affairs works on closing the cases after that date. In order to download a copy of the fully executed annual evaluation report for your records, you want to begin by opening up your case, as we went over earlier in this presentation. From your case page, you'll want to click on the Read Case button, and then in the upper right, you'll click on the Download button and Download Packet. You'll click on the Select All checkbox, this will ensure all of the materials that you submitted as part of your packet, as well as the annual evaluation report, is downloaded. Once you've clicked the Select All checkbox, you'll click the Download PDF button. The download has been requested, and you'll receive a notification once those files are ready. you can go to the home page on your dashboard to find those files and download it to your computer. Next, I want to go over the general timeline for annual evaluations. Your unit may have their own timelines and schedule for this process, so definitely follow what they're recommending. So in November and December, the Office of Faculty Affairs works on creating your annual evaluation cases. By mid-December, faculty are notified of their case, that it's been created and ready for them. And then January 2nd through January 29th, the faculty member completes and submits their faculty annual achievement report to their supervisor, either their department chair or their dean or other supervisor. February 1st through February 26th, the supervisor completes the annual evaluation report and reviews it with the faculty member. The faculty member should acknowledge the receipt of their annual evaluation report by signing the faculty member sign-off form. March 1st through March 15th, the dean reviews and signs off on the annual evaluation report for faculty within their unit and returns the signed annual evaluation to the faculty member, chair, and the Office of Faculty Affairs. The deadline to do this and to have all annual evaluation reports sent to the Office of Faculty Affairs is March 15th. June 1st is the deadline for chairs or supervisors and the faculty member to print or download a copy of the annual evaluation for their records. Lastly, the UNLV Folio support team is here to help. You can go to our resources and training page or our UNLV Folio page to schedule a one-on-one appointment where we'll do a screen share and help you with any issues that you may have, either with data entry, adding files, submitting your packet, anything related to UNLV Folio we can handle during those sessions. On our resources and training page, there are also user guides and videos for you to check out. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to UNLV Folio at unlv.edu so we can help answer those questions, or you can book a one-on-one appointment. We look forward to helping you.